always had this problem since I was a child that I really don't know what to do when I'm brushing my teeth. I find it to be the singularly one of the most boring things that I ever have to do. I don't know where to look. I don't know what to think. And I don't like foam. I don't know what it is about toothpaste foam, but I really don't like it. It makes me feel very weird. So I don't even like looking at myself while I'm brushing. And of course, when you're growing up, you really don't understand the importance of it. At one point, your mommy is doing it for you, and then one day you're given the toothbrush and you just have to take over. And I didn't brush. I'm not a regular brusher. I'm quite okay admitting it as well, because like I said, I get bored. I don't see the purpose of it. So I was a bit of a lazy brusher. But we did have a lot of fun with toothpaste when I was in school. So I remember the first time we got to know about April Fool's Day. And, it's a very exciting moment when you get to hear about these international holidays and these kids in America are doing this and we also wanted to do it. So it was like it was a huge thing. So we did make a little cake and then we put toothpaste foam on it instead of cream, and we actually did this and gave it to a teacher, and yeah, she was fooled, but we got into trouble. And the next time we did it, I remember I had to go. I used to hate my Hindi exam because at home we spoke Bengali and at school it was English. And so I said, hate it. And I remember asking a friend, I said, I don't want to go. What do I tell my mom? She's like, brush your teeth, take the foam out, put it on your mouth and say you got bit by a dog. And I said, that's really good, except, I don't have bite marks. She's a lawyer. It's not going to fall for this. So we did all sorts of fun things. I think the worst thing we've ever done with toothpaste foam was in university, actually, and it's really, really gross. But one of my friends had broken up with her boyfriend, and she really wanted to make him feel that, oh, look, I've moved on. So we took a condom and toothpaste foam, and then, we I'll leave it to your imagination, but basically her ex thought that has moved on with someone else. So toothpaste has come in handy for everything but brushing my teeth. And the other thing now that I know at the age of 37 that yes, brushing is important and I do it regularly now. But the issue now is not that I'm still very bored, but I understand the importance, so I deal with it. But I don't know what to brush with. There is this explosion of flavors and purposes and colors and types and varieties of toothpaste and toothbrushes in the market. And actually, toothbrushes are still like okay because it's soft, hard, medium, electric, non-electric. Not so much of a variety, but toothpaste, you get banana flavored now, then you have herbal ones, then you have fluoride free, which I don't even understand because I thought the main idea of a toothpaste is fluoride, but apparently it's really bad for you. And then you have toothpaste for sensitive teeth, toothpaste for whitening your teeth, toothpaste that will make you smell better. I don't know, it's like a huge market. And each one promises better teeth, a better smile, better case, a better, breath, health, everything. So I get very overwhelmed and I have a drawer in my bathroom and I'm ashamed of this actually, but if I pull it out, there are some 10, 12 types of toothpaste there, botanical ones, herbal ones, all of them. And I didn't like them after a certain point, so I switched. I thought maybe on your plate, diversity is the key for great dental health. So I have a lot of toothpaste and recently I had shifted to fluoride free and I actually met a dentist who then told me, what's the point? You know, you need fluoride. What's the point? Why are you using toothpaste then? You might as well just rinse your mouth very well. And that's when I thought, I don't know anything much about fluoride, and that meeting was very short. So if you're confused like me, we have Dr. Mehak Gandhi with us today. She is a pediatric dentist and she works with Jupiter Hospitals in Thane, which is in Mumbai. And she's going to explain what is fluoride and what are the things we should be thinking about when we pick up toothpaste. So, hi, Dr. Gandhi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Can you tell me a little bit about your thoughts on this fluoride scare that's going around, because it's all over the web as well, and a lot of people are using that to market fluoride-free toothpaste.
So, like you were telling me that, when you spoke to a dentist earlier, they said if you're not using a fluoridated toothpaste, then you might as well not brush at all. And that's exactly, where I'd like to start with, because if you're not using a fluoridated toothpaste, there's pretty much no point of you brushing. The reason being that fluoride is basically in your toothpaste is like an armor or a shield for your teeth against all the bacteria and the acids that are produced when we're eating. So we need this shield to protect us because only brushing can't do that alone for us. And why is that? Is because that there is a way of brushing, and if you're not doing it the right way, then you need fluoride as an adjunct to help you give you that protection against all the assault that happens while we are eating, and the oral cavity that harbors so many organisms.
When I first heard fluoride, you know how the brain works? It picks up the first few letters, and I'm like, fluorescent? I'm like, what is fluoride? So I still don't know. What is fluoride?
So it's a naturally occurring element or a mineral which is present, like how we have all the other minerals like zinc, magnesium. Fluoride is one of the elements on the periodic table which is present. So it is naturally occurring, and what happened is that a long time ago in the 1900s, how fluoride and the oral cavity sort of got connected, or the benefits of fluoride were recognized, was by this person called Decay, where he went to Colorado and he saw that most of the people in Colorado had these typical brown stains which were present. So he wondered as to why these stains are present and what is the causative agent for them. So that's when he did a little more research, and there's a whole story behind it as to how he basically understood that fluoride in water was endemic in Colorado, which was causing these stains, which in turn, I mean, now they call fluorosis. So these brown stains are called fluorosis. But another very interesting thing he sort of saw, when even though these people had these stains, most of these people were cavity free. They did not have any cavities. So then that research began, and they tried to sort of connect the dots and see as to, uh, okay, even though fluoride is causing these stains, but it's also helping. So then they started to monitor, started to do more research and see, okay, in how much concentration should fluoride be incorporated or actually be used where it is just beneficial for us, and we can limit it to that much, and then make sure that it does not go beyond, get to the toxic or the lethal dose. So that's how fluoride came into being. And initially, it was just water fluoridation, where fluoride was present in water. And then with time, it was, said to incorporate in toothpaste and mouth rinses, in your tablets. We have fluoride varnishes which dentists supply. Um, then, after the popularity of of water fluoridation, people also advocated milk fluoridation, salt fluoridation. So there, it has been widely researched and widely studied upon to know that yes, there are obvious benefits, and as long as we consume it or are exposed to it in the dosage that is advisable, then we're good to go. And it is in fact more beneficial than harmful for us.
So I think one of the reasons it's particularly in the news now is a series of stuff that's happened in the US, where I believe the FDA alleged that fluoride can harm your gut, or there was some link to children and their cognitive development with fluoride. But the fluoride in our toothpaste, that's rarely consumed, right? I mean, if you're a smart brusher.
No, even if you're not a smart brusher, I mean, you're even say kids for that
Yeah,
matter.
yeah,
Since I'm a pediatric dentist, let me
yeah.
tell you, like even if you tell a 4-year-old that, spit this out,
Mm.
you can tell the 4-year-old to spit it out, right? So it doesn't matter. You don't have to really be smart about it. It's just, and also like toothpaste, no matter how flavorful it is, it's not something you want to eat. So for it to really affect you, your cognitive ability,
Yeah.
or to cause any damages systemically, you need to consume about half a tube of toothpaste at one go for a child, or for an adult,
Okay.
two full toothpaste. So I mean, nobody
Right.
in their right mind is going to consume that amount of
Ah.
toothpaste, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this is what I find so interesting, right? So the debate about fluoride in the US was largely based on, like you said, fluoridated water, or they
Correct.
have health supplements which are, fluoride based, and then they've studied the impact of ingesting that kind of fluoride in
Right.
children and in adults. And we heard fluoride, and then we Google where is fluoride, and we see toothpaste, and next thing you know, everyone's panicking. How do you deal with this sort of, information domino effect as a pediatric dentist? Because I'm sure you must have come across a zillion of these sort of
Yeah,
mis
100%.
awareness cases.
Absolutely. Like I have parents who come to me and say, "No, I want to use only a fluoride-free toothpaste." And if I ask them why, they'll just be like, "No, it's toxic and it's all of the use." And like I told you, like if your child is consuming one whole tube of the toothpaste, then it's toxic. And I'm sure you're not going to let your child do that.
Yeah.
So that is one thing. And we need to understand that we're also different as a country compared to the US, because they have made an effort to fluoridate their water, which in India specifically, we only have certain places which have fluoridated water, like endemic places. So Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, these have high concentration of fluoride in their water, but other states don't. So again, that also they have managed to regulate it to about 1 ppm of fluoride or 1.2 ppm of fluoride in their water, which is not causing too much of fluorosis again in the kids, or the toxicity, or in adults as well. So I think we really need to, even though there is so much, like there is this sea of information which is available, and we sort of get alarmed by the smallest of things, we need to understand that in spite of them saying that fluoride is bad, if we talk about statistics a little bit, the prevalence of dental decay in India is roughly between 50 to 60%, according to the latest systematic review. That in the UK and the US is somewhere between 20 to 25%.
We're
So it's
double,
half.
more than double. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're double.
Yeah.
Why is that? Now, if you see the literature and you see how their dental, service has been streamlined, is because they have strong preventive programs. And what do these preventive programs include? Fluoridated toothpaste, fluoride varnishes, dietary counseling. So it's it's a very well regulated system. In fact, in India, we don't even have the higher concentrated fluoride toothpaste available. So the highest concentration of fluoride that can be put in a toothpaste is about 5,000 ppm. We don't get that here. The highest we get is about 1,500 ppm. So why are we so alarmed? Why are we getting so afraid?
I hope no one hears this and then buys fluoride and puts it into their
That's
toothpaste.
not possible.
I don't want, like, tooth decay. But see, you're telling me all of this again from a dental health perspective. I'm also very interested in my teeth from a cosmetic perspective, because my teeth might decay, but I want a nice smile. Um, Fluoride does cause staining, right?
When you
Does it
consume,
cause, again, a lot of it, not with the kind of toothpaste we have?
because I'm telling you that if you consume 2 milligram per kg body weight, then
Right.
it will start showing some amount of staining. This
Okay.
is 1000 ppm, which essentially means 1000 parts of ppm in a million parts of your toothpaste. So just look at the ratio. It's 0.1% of your toothpaste.
So the
So
discoloration
logically
is
speaking,
more likely something else, pollution or
yeah,
coffee
no,
or
it's your erosive drinks.
yeah.
It's a lot of other things which can be added to. So, okay, to explain this simply, let me tell you how fluoride acts. So then maybe it'll be easier for
Hmm.
you. So when I told you that it acts like a shield or an armor, it basically are the outermost layer of our tooth enamel. It hardens it. It makes it stronger. So if something is making your enamel stronger, it's definitely going to reduce the amount of, uh, say, the material lost from your tooth and the amount of assault that's happening to it. So, all our erosive drinks, all our food, which is digested in the mouth and the salivary action that takes place, there is an exchange of ions that happens. Now, this makes your enamel a little bit porous. What fluoride does is because it's larger than the crystals of your enamel, it sort of fits like a jigsaw puzzle and blocks these porous parts. So nothing out externally can now enter your tooth structure. So it's not going to show anything on your, any stains which are coming from outside. So anything internally or there is a compromise in your tooth structure that is going to show, as stains or as cavities. But what fluoride is doing is it's enhancing or bettering your tooth structure. So it's not really something that's, going to make you, the stains are not going to come with that much amount of fluoride.
So, what about all these homemade toothpaste concoctions, They taste amazing. Those are
Yeah.
the ones you really feel you can eat, okay? One of them, it's amazing the names people come up with. There's a mint mojito toothpaste and it comes in like a little jar and it's layered up and, it really looks like a, dessert in a toothpaste form. But those don't have fluoride in it. So essentially, they're just doing nothing, just making you smell good.
So no. So if we talk about the mint, like the herbal things, maybe neem or your
Hmm.
tulsi or whatever, of
Yeah.
course they might have their antibacterial and antiseptic effects, which we also see in other parts of the body, not just the teeth. But is it causing remineralization? Is it causing, halting the cavitation process? Is it protecting your teeth from the acid that is formed in the mouth? It's not doing any of that. So I think we just go back to the same question that if you're not using a fluoridated toothpaste, then why use a toothpaste at all?
Yeah.
And also, most of these herbal toothpaste are have bigger particle size, so they're more abrasive. So there are chances that if you're somebody who brushes aggressively, then you're causing, removal of your enamel a little more because of the particle size of these toothpaste.
Yeah, no, it's actually interesting that we're having this conversation for me because I associate brushing with cleaning of food items. I have never once thought that I'm remineralizing my teeth during that process. And in fact, all my attention, now with my 30-second timed electric toothbrush goes in just like, I'm cleaning it, I'm not really thinking about what I'm using to clean it. And I use very little toothpaste. Actually, I should probably up that quantity. Can I ask you, just on the topic of the toothpaste market, what is a good toothpaste to use?
Honestly, any toothpaste which contains about 1200 to 14 or 1500 ppm is good for you. That's more than enough. And uh, it doesn't matter what else is added to it. All you need to check for is, at least for an adult, for somebody who's above 6 to 8 years old, a 1500 ppm toothpaste is perfect. And you don't even need too much, since you were saying about the quantity. You can use a pea size amount of toothpaste, and that's more than enough. You don't need
Ah,
an
okay. So if I put more, it's not going to remineralize my teeth more.
no,
More
it's
is
not.
always better. More
No,
is
it does.
always better.
No, so we use a
Maybe I
fluoride
should like
varnish.
put toothpaste and walk around for half the day.
No, because so yeah, like we use fluoride varnishes at the clinic for
Okay.
kids, and
All right.
those have 5,000 ppm of fluoride, but the
Mm.
quantity that we use is zero point 0.4 ml.
Okay.
So more is, there is always a balance, you either,
Yeah.
what more is the question. So
Yeah. Yeah.
you don't need like a whole, swirl of toothpaste. If you don't like the taste, that's fine. A pea size or a little bigger than a pea size is also more than enough and good enough for you, for the toothpaste to do its job and for you to also be comfortable while it's doing its job.
Yeah. No, actually, it's not about more is always better. I mean, of course, that applies to many things. But when it comes to health, you want everything to be fine, right? I mean, I've still till date met 99-year-olds uh, who've lost all their teeth, but there's still so much of jaw strength left. They don't have any infections on the bone, and they can still eat pretty well, and their tongue is always clean and all these things. Um, but I've also seen, and you must have as well, seen a large number of pediatric deteriorating dental health cases. And somewhere, you do get scared. And because nothing is like tooth pain, right? When you get
Yeah.
it, it's awful. And when you said that about, remineralizing, I was just thinking that I wasn't thinking about so much about my enamel being safe. I was thinking, oh God, I don't want toothpaste. Maybe I should just rub fluoride on it. But
Yeah,
toothpaste is awful.
it's the easiest, the most convenient, and the most affordable way to avoid tooth pain.
Yeah.
If that's how someone wants to market it, then
Yes,
yeah, it's
that's
and it's easily available. It's extremely easy to do, to apply. You don't have to think too much,
mm.
and you don't need a lot of it. It's like what? It's the most convenient way to prevent dental decay.
And I just like to, just because it's your specialty, pediatric dentistry, I'd like to know a little bit about what's happening to our children's teeth
Uh,
since you're
it's
here.
it
Tell me the
they
truth. Reveal it
Yeah,
all.
no, it's very disheartening to see the the decay and the extent of decay that is there in kids today. And like I said, like uh when we see statistics up to like 6 7 years of age, there is a 50 to 55% dental decay which is seen in kids. And again, this, even though dental decay is multifactorial, one of the major reasons for this is that we don't, we don't aren't aware, and we don't know enough about how easily it can be prevented. I have mothers who come who are mothers of 2 year old and 3 year old and tell me, I ask them if you're brushing. Yeah, we do, but how are you brushing? They don't like it, they don't want us to brush, so we just try. However, kids don't listen. Are you using a toothpaste? I don't even ask whether they're using fluoridated toothpaste. I just be like, what toothpaste are you using? No, we're not using toothpaste because we weren't told we should use a toothpaste, or we don't know whether we should use a toothpaste or which one to use. And it's really sad because honestly, at the age from like 2 to 5, the kids are still, working on their dexterity where they're learning how to brush. So the only way to level the playing field is by using a good toothpaste, because that's going to, help them and protect them because of their lack of, the technique of brushing, which is one of the most important things. And when you don't have that technique, then what do you do? So that's when, this comes in, and it's very important, where we say that at least use a 500 ppm toothpaste from like 2 to 4 to 6 years, and then you increase it from 6 years onwards to 1,000 or 1,500 ppm toothpaste.
Very quickly on the subject of diet sodas, I'm not going to name brands, but just sodas in general. Um, just as fluoride would add to our enamel, I am aware that sodas tend to
Take away.
abrase. And in fact, very recently I met a friend and his kid, and we had like one of those big packs of sodas, 12 packs, and they were going to go home and have a movie marathon. And so the dad drinks a lot of diet soda, and by consequence, the kid has a little bit once in a while because they like the taste as well. I'm surprised. I hated the taste of diet soda as a kid, but they have. And so I asked Papa, my friend, that why do you have diet soda, right? Like, what's the point? And he's very health conscious. It's not like somebody who's obese or anything. And he says, this is my vice. I like sugary things. I can't have sugar. I have to have some vice in life, right? And I said, sure. And he's having some mental health issues and pain and so on. And that was my first question. I said, but it's going to ruin your teeth. You're thinking of relaxing your mind, but it's ruining something that's far worse, actually, because your mind you can still somehow fix today with free therapy, and there's always a chance for it. But your teeth once gone are like gone. I don't think anyone can regrow teeth, right?
Yeah, it's the only organ of the body that cannot heal itself and cannot regenerate.
Yeah. So you're then stuck with those steel implants. What do you
Yeah.
say to kids when you see parents freely sort of giving access to sodas and diet sodas to their kids?
Uh, it is so one thing that I've learned in this all whatever that my years of practice have been, whenever I tell them that don't give this, they will be like, no, we don't give, but there is somebody else who gives it to them, or they go and buy it or whatever. So, the two most important things in this is when we try to counsel parents or kids, even when I talk to them, we emphasize on the duration and the frequency. So it's unfair to tell a child this, you can't have this. One, because you're just if you say no to something, they would want to do it more. And the other thing is, there will always be another child who will be doing it. And then this child will be like, if that child's doing it, then why not me? Right. And as kids also, like most of us have grown up drinking some amount of these sodas. Let's be real about it. Correct. So the key factor in this whole thing is the duration and the frequency. So usually I tell them, okay, you pick a day in the week where you want to eat all the sweet or drink all the soda you want, and then you give yourself a 7 day gap, and then you do it again in 7 days. So this way they are not deprived of it, and also they understand why. So it is difficult to get through, but I think with repetition and reinforcement, it's doable. Also, like, I mean, this is sad, but sometimes when the kids have seen or have gone through some amount of tooth pain or, discomfort, they realize and they stop on their own. So sometimes you have to learn the lesson the hard way as well.
Or, I taught my niece this. I said, never mind if your friends are having soda, that's fine. You become a soda snob. So you start saying, I don't have soda. I mean, it's the same as how we're, sort of discouraging smoking.
Correct.
Don't see it as something good, see it as something bad. And that seems to work. Is there any reason to have flavored toothpastes, really, other than the flavor? Because
No.
they say banana toothpaste will add iron. There are claims. Chocolate
Um,
toothpaste will de-stress you. La-
Honestly, no. These are just, uh, you know, marketing gimmicks. And of course, yes, to make them palatable, but there is no major advantage or major, sort of no toothpaste with banana or chocolate is going to have an edge over a toothpaste that does not have chocolate and banana. Because essentially, the ingredients of any toothpaste remain the same. They have an
right,
abrasive agent, they have a
right,
lubricant, uh, they have a flavoring agent, which
right.
can be according to each one's palate. and they have fluoride. So this is just the basics. And
I
just
have
to
to
make
ask
it,
that because I know a lot of people who swear by, coffee toothpaste will wake them up in the morning.
maybe you've trained your mind for that, and that's fine.
Yeah, the
Like,
placebo effect.
yeah, the
Yeah.
placebo effect, it's okay. Like, I personally love my mint in my toothpaste. So if somebody tells me, okay, don't use a mint flavor toothpaste, like switch to something else, I wouldn't. So I think this is a very subjective thing, and whatever works for you. But like I said, the key ingredient
Mm.
is what we should be aware about.
And I'm
That
really, really,
being,
really happy that you came and told us the truths because like I said, I did go off fluoride for a while and it's time to report. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you for everything you shared.
thank you for having me.
Who's listening, that if you enjoyed this episode, then please leave us a rating or leave us a comment. Or if there is a particular health topic or a health story that you'd like to share, then you can write to us as well. We're there at pods@indiatoday.com, and you can message us on 8588 966 996. Thank you. Thank you so much.